As film is a subjective medium, this is just my opinion. Please make up your own mind about a film. P.S. You are awesome.
Time for another movie review, because if there's one thing YouTube needs, it's somebody else doing a movie review. And today's movie is Rampage. It's based on the classic game from the 80s, which was about giant animals destroying buildings. And of course back then the graphics looked like this. But lucky for this movie, the graphics are a lot better. So in this movie we meet Davis, who's a primatologist, which is an expert on simians. So he has a relationship with George, an albino gorilla, who he rescued from some poachers years ago. After George is infected with a pathogen which fell from a satellite which was destroyed, he becomes infected, which makes him grow at an increased rate, makes him agitated. Of course, George the ape isn't the only one to be infected. If you know the game, you know the other two animals. There's a wolf and a lizard. So Davis, of course, is trying to find a cure for George, where he teams up with Dr. Kate Caldwell, who's played by Naomi Harris. But of course, there's been a movie. There's, of course, the evil corporation who's responsible for the pathogen and who wants to see how things play out. The villain is played by Marlon Ackerman, who plays Claire Wyden, the head of the corporation. And of course, we have the standard government official in this type of movie, played by Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He plays Harvey Russell, but you can tell he's having a lot of fun in the role. So, but what are we actually here for? The actual rampage. So George the ape, Lizzie the lizard, and Ralph the wolf all head to Chicago, and that's where the rampage begins. I will admit the rampage was pretty cool. It's pretty entertaining. There's a few Easter eggs that they throw in there from the video game. And of course, like the game, there's the helicopter shooting at them, there's buildings coming down. It's that type of thing. If you've played the game, you know some of the things that will happen. There is a sense of fun around the destruction, which, when you think about it, is kind of weird how we enjoy movies where things just get destroyed. And this is directed by Brad Peyton, who directed San Andreas, another movie where he destroyed a lot of buildings. And I'm beginning to think he has a grudge against buildings because he keeps destroying them in pretty much the movies he's been making. So of course I thought it was a weird choice for a movie. The original game didn't have that much of a storyline, so I guess that's why they could expand on it. But it's not an awful film, not a great film. There is a sense of fun to it, and I will admit the Rampage was a lot of fun to watch. So I'm going to give it a 6.5 because there were some things I liked about it. If you lower your expectations, I think you can enjoy it for what it is. It's just kind of, you know, it's dumb, but in some ways it's enjoyable. As usual, there'll be a link to the trailer down below, and I'll see you again soon.